Yeah, that's fair. Something that I've found, because I don't have cross-country skis either, but snowshoeing is kind of like an in-between of like cross-country and hiking, so it's
Yeah,
pretty
man.
nice.
We haven't told this on the podcast. I don't even know the last. Maybe I told you. I probably did, but we had a crazy snowstorm here in Red Lodge 3 years ago now. I think maybe it was 2 years. And we got
Hmm.
about like 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet, maybe five in like a 3 day period,
Dang.
and 3 or 4 day period. And the snow was so wet and it got so thick. And so when I was trying to plow with the snowblower on the tractor, it was a pain. It was so terrible. It was so
It was
hard.
like bind,
Yeah.
block up in there and everything,
Yep.
yeah.
And I can only get so far. And so we went to a concert the night before, and then I was like, okay, what I'll do, I have enough diesel to get me out of the property and to get out. And so I was like, all right, I'll go get diesel the next day. And I wasn't able to get out of the property. Hey,
Oh, you ran out of
I
gas
ran
before you got
I
to
ran
the end?
I ran out of diesel, but I only got like, let's see, if you're going from my house to the bridge, I only got like a quarter of the way. Um,
Damn.
yeah, and so what ended up happening is I was stuck in for a day or two, and then I had some friends, and they were kind enough to come pick me up on the side of the road, the highway, because we couldn't get out. And so one of the neighbors lent me their snowshoes. I snowshoed out the rest of the way, um, and got diesel, and you know, that's
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, they came in handy as like a practical use for him right there.
yeah. It was a process of like just figuring shit out and getting it done. It was
Yeah.
so much snow. We're about to get a bunch this weekend, so hopefully it's not like that.
Hell yeah, guys. Well, welcome in. High Country Hangouts, episode number 18. We
18.
just, yeah, doing a little catching up and talking about trying to get some exercise in and doing some fun stuff outside during the winter time. So,
Yeah, it looks like your computer's working good today.
mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a big technical issue yesterday. Had a bunch of drivers that needed updated, and then I had a big firmware update. I ran all the virus and anti-malware stuff, so hopefully we should be all cleaned up and working smooth.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, what's going on? What's new?
Oh man, we caught up a little bit yesterday. I'm trying to remember we talked. I've been sick all month, so
Yep.
that's been rough. So getting together's been hard. I guess I mean we talked about it a little bit. I've been fostering a dog, and I was hoping to keep him, but that's not going to end up happening. Him and Poe just didn't are not quite there, and with Poe's bad, I don't know if it's hip dysplasia or what, but it's increasing his irritation towards the puppy whenever they play, and so it's escalating to like a almost towards a fight. Like it's starting to get a little nasty each time,
Yeah,
um,
more
more
aggressive.
aggressive, and so long term, it's just not going to work out. So if any of you, the 2 3 people we have listening, if you need a puppy, let me know. He's a good
Yeah.
boy, but it's
What is
yeah,
he, a red healer?
red heeler mix. Yeah, he's a good dog. He has some issues towards other dogs for a couple minutes when he first meets them, but then he's like solid and wants to play.
Hmm.
He'd be good with a dog that had the energy, I think, and like was a little healthier than Poe
Hmm.
to give him like the stimulation he needs, but or another dog that could actually physically put him in his place. Like
Hmm.
Poe's gotten to the point now where every time they start initiate play, he just takes his whole mouth and puts it around his neck and just pins him to the ground, and then Doc gets pissed off, and then it just starts to escalate towards that. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, he just needs or another dog to be like, hey, I'm gonna really pick you up, and yeah,
Yeah, he just needs kind of that constructive feedback
yeah,
instead of Poe, or
yeah. Poe's
he's not
trying,
able to
but
give him
Poe's
that.
just not able to do it. So
Yeah. Tonks would love him, dude. I wish I could take him. Just don't have the room right now, and
totally,
having another dog is just gonna be a little too much.
yeah, and that's what I also realized. Like, I mean, I'm up for it. If I could have kept him, like I would.
Yeah.
It's been fun. He's so smart. Like the trick, I've taught him so many tricks so easily. Like, it's
Dang.
definitely. But it is a challenge having a second dog for sure. A puppy too. Like their
Yeah.
energy. They need more stimulation. They need to learn. Like Poe's just chill. Like he's okay for a day if I need to like let him sit all day and he doesn't need as much. And a
Hmm.
short walk, we can walk down the driveway, and he's good for the day. I mean, I want to get him some more, but um, a puppy needs it 3 times a day, 2 times a day, plus ball, plus especially these healers, and with
Yeah.
Tonks, like they just have a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's true. And especially, I mean, once you get, you and Poe have kind of got into a routine and you know what's going on with him and
Yeah,
adding a new puppy into it, it's a lot of work and I know you're up for it. It's not like you're not up for the challenge. It's just Poe is also a little bit more important. He's your boy, so you gotta kind of
yeah,
watch out for him and take care of him. And
yep.
you're also gonna take care of Doc too. I feel like you're gonna make sure he's gonna get into a good home, and the way you're doing it, fostering him and trying to find a good spot for him, like I think that's all you can do. That's the best way to go about it. So,
Totally. And I, I achieved, I think, what I needed out of it. My cousin was, they were ready to give him away like within a day of me picking him up. Like they were going to start to issue him out and not like an issue, but like give him away.
hmm.
And I don't know where he would have gone, but I feel like he's gotten good, like he's, he's learned solid boundaries with me, and he's learned what he can and can't do. He's potty trained now. Like it was definitely a good thing for his growth as a dog to be here. So
Yeah, absolutely. And he got out of that like the apartment or the
yeah,
house. He had plenty of space. Like the amount of time or the time that he spent with you has probably been the happiest time of his whole life. So
totally.
it's like
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. Um, Speaking of dogs, have you heard of with Tonks getting a little older now because she's a middle aged woman? You know,
Yeah, she's
um,
starting to get there.
have you heard of Origin?
I have, yeah.
Okay, do you give that to her? Have you thought about it?
I haven't ever tried it. No, I've heard about it and I've like heard it advertised. I've
Hmm.
looked into it a little bit, but I haven't really dove into it too
So it's
much.
like it's a supplement. It helps their coat. It helps their body. It's good for their gut biome and their joints. And so you can also give the same supplement to your cat, to Bagheera. So if you wanted to like help them have a better like future for their health, if that's something you're looking towards doing, I don't.
Yeah,
It's not. It's
absolutely.
definitely not cheap. Um, but
Is it like a sprinkle? Like you put it in their food or
it's
something?
a powder, and so what I ended up doing is I got this new food for Poe because he just stopped. He was tired of the kibble, um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I got this new food, and then I got this Origin stuff, and then I put hot water in the bowl, and I mix it up, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been eating. I only feed him once now a day because he doesn't eat in the morning. It was just hard. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it's helped his coat. My friend, she said it's like been really good for. It was really good for her dogs, and so I'm
Nice.
trying it out.
Nice. I'll check it out. That sounds like yeah, 'cause the kibble. Tonks is the same way. She gets really tired of kibble, so I have to cook her chicken, and then I mix chicken and kibble with hot water, and that's pretty much the only way she eats her food twice a day. But yeah, I do wonder, like, sometimes it seems like just the energy and like the level of nutrients I'm just always kind of curious about. I'm like, well, I feel like she could be, because they always have like the raw food diets now, and they have a whole bunch of different choices and options, and it's just kind of hard to know because it's also pretty expensive. So to
Totally,
experiment around with it, you're
it
like
is
paying
expensive.
hundreds.
Yeah, I've spent. So I get this food dry. It's a what's the word, term I'm looking for? It's like dry,
Freeze dried?
freeze dried. Thank you. Um, and that's $70 for a bag of that. And then the
Damn.
Origin wasn't cheap. I think that was $70, and then the kibble is $60. But what I was what once no, I can't. It's not now, but once Doc's gone because I'm feeding him the same kibble, it'll be
Hmm.
it'll be like it'll even out because the kibble will last longer, and then like not even out necessarily, but it won't feel as like detrimental to my pocket
As
because it'll
expensive,
yeah,
yeah.
because it'll start to even out. And then with Poe being set, like he's about to be 7 in 5 days, 6 days, and
Dang.
it's like, all right, it's time to really work on his diet and make sure he's good to
Hmm.
go. So, but yeah, how about you, man? What have you been up to?
Oh, it's also been pretty busy for me. We've been pushing through January, just I don't know, I had a dentist appointment, went to that, and then Ashley and I have been car shopping for her. She's been looking at getting a new car because she has a 2002 Honda CRV, and there's just a few problems with it, and fixing it's going to be just as expensive as trying to get into something else. So we went to a few different places and test drove some things, and we ended up getting a 2015 Honda CRV with about 45,000 miles on it. So
Nice. Yeah.
yeah,
Send that picture today when you get a time, get a chance. I'd love to
yeah,
see
I
it.
will. I gotta go take one. I forgot to.
That's good, man. We got talking about plants.
Yeah, we got it in the dark. So I tried to take a few pictures of it right
Mm,
when we got it, and it was just like you can't even really tell what color it is or anything. So
yeah, that's
got to
cool
get
though.
it in the sun. But yeah, it's been good. It's been busy, and then work's been busy too. Been growing a lot of plants and getting a few new helpers underneath me. So I've been training some people and
Nice.
getting a little bit more experience at managing people. So it's been good.
What's that like?
Mm, it's not too bad. I don't know. It's a lot of like mostly I would say it's a lot of like reading people because everybody kind of takes information, they learn differently, they take criticism differently. So I'm just trying not to be too lenient, but also try not to be like an asshole because I fall more like my problem is being too lenient. I don't ever come across as being an asshole necessarily, but a lot of times it comes across as like I don't have the authority because I'm just so like laid back and lax. So I just need to find like a good balance between that.
Yeah, I hear that.
But it's been good. It's two women, like two ladies, so it's been it's been easier, I guess, that way. I don't know why. I think I work a little bit better with girls than guys sometimes.
Mm, I can see that too. With the
Yeah.
foundation, I think it was there was only like three guys working for the foundation for a long time. It's different now, but yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. Um, but talking about plants, I was gonna do a quick plant of the week, and I've been growing a lot of seedlings of delphiniums, so I was gonna talk about those today.
Nice. Let's hear it.
Yeah, they're a plant that everybody could probably have in their yard, unless you live in a really hot climate. But they have a really hardy kind of like perennial aspect to them. So if you want to put them in your yard, or if you get a lot of snow, they're gonna come back each year as long as you kind of take care of them. Um, so the common name for the delphinium is a larkspur, which it's shared between both the annual and the perennial varieties. So that is one interesting thing about delphiniums is some of them are annuals, which means they die every year and then they just reseed, and some of them are perennials, which they kind of hold their nutrients in the roots in the ground and then they come back every spring and summer. So um, the delphinium is derived from the ancient Greek word delphinion, which means dolphin, and it's kind of like the the flowers kind of have a dolphin shape to them. So that's a little interesting fact. And most of the hybrids were developed in the 19th century in France by a guy named Victor Lemoine. Yeah. Um, So just a little bit about how delphiniums are used in your garden. They're primarily used to provide height at the back of the garden or at the back border. So they grow very tall and upright, and there's a bunch of different colors that they come in. I have a few pictures of some different colors that will be up on the screen. And then one of my favorites is called the Pacific Giant, and I like them because they get really tall. They get to be about 4 to 6 feet tall,
That's cool.
and they're blue. They have like big bluish purple kind of flowers.
Why do they get so big?
It's just a variety that they kind of hybridized them, so they would have basically so that they would be the tallest and the most vibrant thing in the back of your garden. So,
That's cool.
yeah. Um, Another cool thing about the Pacific Giants is that they can tolerate larger temperature swings than other varieties. Um, they can handle temperatures that go down to negative 40 degrees. So,
Ooh, nice. That
yeah,
would
so if you,
that'd be good out here
yeah, yeah, it would be. The one thing about them that I will say is that they're very poisonous
for people or for
for,
animals.
yeah, for everything, pretty much. They cause severe digestive discomfort if ingested, and they also can cause a little bit of skin irritation. Um, Larkspur or delphinium is a significant cause of cattle poisoning,
Oh wow.
and ranchers will delay moving their cattle into areas with larkspur till later in the summer when toxicity of the plant is reduced. Because when they're young, they're a lot more toxic, and also the seeds are really poisonous. So later in the summertime, you can kind of get away with if your cows eat it, they might get a stomach ache, but it's not gonna like poison them, you know.
Hmm.
So even though they're pretty, you just kind of got to be careful if you have anything that might eat them. Um, they grow in zones 3 through 7, so that was the hardiness factor I was talking about. Mostly cold hardy. Like I said, in hotter climates, they're not going to do so well. Um, they do need a period of cold weather in order to germinate. So a lot of perennials in the wintertime, they'll have this kind of dormancy period, and that period is necessary for it to produce like more blooms or for it to produce like more seeds or offspring basically. So um, they enjoy full
Oh,
sun.
stop.
So anyway, you can plant them in the middle of your yard, or they don't need any shade really. If they have a little shade, it's fine. But they uh, they do have hollow stems, so some of the taller varieties are going to need support with stakes and string, because if it gets windy, it'll blow them over and break them.
That's Red Lodge.
Yep.
It's so windy here.
Yeah. Um, I think that's about it, honestly. There's over 300 species. I don't know if I
That's a lot
said
of
that, but
species. Wow.
yeah, a lot of different varieties, and they're one of my favorites, but you just have to be careful with the toxicity of the plant.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I do. Tonks doesn't eat plants, so um,
What about
if you have the
Hero though?
space, yeah, he doesn't go outside.
Nice.
If you have the space, you could try growing a few and check them out. They're beautiful plants and they make a great background for your garden. And they come in a bunch of different colors, so
I
check them out.
I feel bad because out here we have so many deer that just eat anything and everything. So like you grow it
Yeah.
and they would just sneak in there and they would eat it, and then the next day you'd pop out there and be just a dead deer just hanging out in your backyard. Like, oh, you're welcome.
Oh, cool, man. I
My
just
bad.
killed a deer.
Mm,
Yeah. Um, that is the one thing. Like, I have a little fence around mine,
nice.
so
Yeah, I mean you can mitigate that waste for sure. That's mostly a joke, but
yeah. Um, the thing about it is, even though they are poisonous, deer generally like,
they're smart.
yeah, they generally kind of avoid them.
Yeah,
They don't usually touch them, and that's like people who live in areas with a lot of deer actually like to plant delphiniums
because they
more
won't eat them.
because they won't eat them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people in Red Lodge with them. I don't know if I've
Yeah.
seen them, but um, yeah,
This
it's
spring, summer, you'll have to look around for
yeah,
them. You'll probably see them.
heck yeah, man. Well, I guess that'll lead into my little pictures, my pictures that I took the other day. A bracelet
Yeah,
for
this
your
thing was
wrist.
really cool.
That was funny. Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so I was talking to a gentleman. He was looking for someone on Facebook to take a couple pictures, and then I ended up messaging him and was like, "Hey, I'm game. If you want to give me a couple and or give me a piece, and then we can just take a couple pictures, see what you think." And he ended up giving me the piece of jewelry. I took some photos of it. It's a bracelet with like a turquoise type gem.
Inlay of some sort,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
and the one picture is just the bracelet on its own. The other picture has a shed that I found, um, kind of
Nice.
surrounding it as just to break up the negative space. And yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
cool. It was hard to like working with those kind of like reflective surfaces are hard to work with. So um,
Oh,
you end up like you create your own little softbox, so it's just not as reflective, and um, it's not like like you take a picture with the flash and it just doesn't like bounce right off of it. You know, it's um, toned down enough so it just keeps
okay.
everything tight and in focus. And um,
Nice.
yeah, it was fun. He wasn't the biggest fan of the photo, which I not the photo necessarily, it just wasn't what he was looking for. I think I should have done it with another backdrop to give him a little more flavor. I think the white backdrop he wasn't a fan of, which is fine.
Yeah, it meant like like a little more rustic kind of background or like
Yeah, I have a good
something.
brownish, goldish backdrop I probably should have used, but yeah, I mean, I think the photos are dope.
Yeah, I think they
And
look awesome. One
yeah,
thing I was gonna say is like taking a picture of something like that, it's like three-dimensional and it has like a bunch of different sides. I don't know, it just seems kind of like it would be hard to get all the, I don't know, I feel like if you wanted to get all of the bracelet or show the underside, you would just have to take like 10 pictures, you know?
yeah, and also, I mean, I could have gone from a different angle, but I wasn't trying to really highlight the bracelet because no one's like buying it for the mantelpiece. They're buying it for the turquoise, like uh,
Mm-hmm.
the rock that's that's it, the gem that's in it. So that was my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it popped.
No, I think it
So,
looks cool. Yeah, I like the white, but I can kind of maybe imagine that something that with turquoise and
oh yeah,
like that maybe would want a more rustic or native feel
yeah.
instead of such a clean, like tight look.
My style is also clean. That's like what I like to do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and also, it's what I had up. I wasn't getting paid for this. It was a, a goal for the next images to get paid for. And I was not that I didn't want to put more work into it, but I had that backdrop up. So I was like, I'll just do this. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Quit it, puppy. Yeah, that's my photo. I bought
Nice.
a, so my Teton photo that I've taken that's on my arm.
Mm-hmm.
I bought I made a puzzle out of it, and I was
Oh,
really
cool.
stoked. I got it all laid out, and I must have like bumped a piece when I sat down, and the puppy just I was like, look down, and he's eating a piece. I'm like, God damn it! I was so mad.
Oh
I was not
no.
happy, so I can't finish it. I'm gonna get it as done as I can, but I'll buy another one and hopefully sell it. And um, yeah,
Dude.
yeah, yeah, little fucker.
He ate one
Yeah,
piece?
yeah.
That's so lame,
It's
bro.
so lame. I was like, you little shit. Uh,
Gosh.
but I mean, it's on me. I should have been more aware of what I was doing. So it's not on him. If something falls, it's
Maybe he didn't chew it and you can get it out when he poops.
no, no, no. I have it torn up. I'll send you a picture.
Oh no, no, he chewed it.
Yeah, I was hoping it because I've done a few other puzzles. I was hoping it was a piece to a different one, but I don't think so because I
Oh,
finished
okay.
this. But yeah, it is what it is. Um,
Nice. Do you know, is that guy still making jewelry or
yeah, he makes a lot of jewelry. He's
he lives up in Red Lodge kind of area? Or?
what are you doing? Yeah, he lives in Red Lodge. Um,
Nice.
so he's going to be gone for a couple weeks. We'll touch base. I might do one with another backdrop, and yeah. So just it'd be nice to have not it's not a steady income, but some money here or there, and
Yeah, just a
um,
little pick me up once in a while.
yeah, because it's I'd like to get more into with my setup doing stuff like that. So jewelry,
Yeah,
etc.
'cause with that stuff, I feel like you can take your setup with you if you need to go somewhere, and then you could also do it at your house. It's like a little bit more controllable instead of like, oh, we need the weather to be good and we need, X, Y, and Z to work out.
Yeah, and it's a stationary object. It doesn't talk back. You know, I'm able to do whatever. Not that people talk back, but I'm able to do whatever I want with it. It doesn't have an opinion. I guess the owner has an opinion, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can touch it and move it, and yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
You can hit it.
yeah. Throw it across the room, you know, and
I could beat the shit out of that bracelet.
yeah. He has some really cool other pieces of jewelry too. So you are just all
Nice.
you might need to go potty, huh? We're about done.
Mostly turquoise and metal stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he ever do antler stuff?
I don't think so, but hopefully maybe I inspired him a little bit.
Nice.
I think antlers with his work would look, you know, whatever he would do would be cool.
Yep, I've thought about it a bunch. Look, I even thought about making a knife. See,
Nice.
of this.
You should.
I don't really know how to do the mount for like the blade, basically.
I'm sure there's YouTube videos or research out
Yeah, I've
there.
looked into it, but you know, like the metal eyelets that go through and they kind of like hold the antler pieces onto like the metal shaft.
Hmm.
That's the part that I don't really know how to do.
Hmm.
So, I don't know if you need like a special rivet gun or what, but it
Yeah, I
would be
haven't
worth
looked into it. I
looking
don't know.
into.
That'd be pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
leave him
be
alone.
fun.
I think that's all I got though. I need to head to Billings here soon, so I think a nice
Yeah,
little
sounds good,
catch
man.
up after a couple weeks of not doing it.
Yeah. Let's do some football talk
Oh
next
yeah,
week before the Super Bowl, huh?
yeah.
Maybe.
Go Eagles.
Yeah, go Eagles, but even though we didn't want to see the Eagles and the Chiefs again.
Yeah, but at least the Eagles are like the best roster in the NFL. I'm not saying they're the best team. Um,
They have a real, I feel like it's going to be a good chance at a good game. It's not going to be the
if
the
the
Kansas City Chiefs just running away with it or just controlling the whole game until the fourth
if the
quarter. Like,
Commanders got in, I'd say the Chiefs would win, no doubt. And like, I mean, cool for the Chiefs. Greatness is sweet. Everyone should strive for what they're doing. But I'm tired of seeing them win. So go Eagles.
yeah, I think everybody's tired of seeing them win. And it's also just about like how they win.
Yeah, the refs and the
The refs
fourth
a
and
little, but
short,
it's
and
they
Josh Allen
never
gets
mess
it.
up, dude.
And
They never miss it. Like,
yeah, they're just a good team. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they're gonna be doing this for the next 10 more years.
hmm
You know, it's they're chasing Brady. Although if Pat gets more Super Bowls than Brady, he could have, I guess, the opportunity to be known as the goat. But Brady beat him in the Super Bowl, so
hmm
yeah, yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna get these dogs out before I take off. So
No worries. Sounds good, man. Well, it was nice catching up, and everybody, hope your January is off to an awesome start, and here we go into
see
February,
you in
huh?
February. Peace.
Yeah. Peace, man.